Right, doing a placement system for the classic house. So let's do toolbox and for. Oh, I know what's going on. There we go. Classic house. Will that one do it? Oh, got more than one now. There we go, let's try that. Is this one? It is anchored. Okie dokie. So here's the house that we shall be editing, and let's hope this is a good one. Classic house. First of all, okay, but these are made of bricks, right? Yeah. Okay, so it is all bricks, and we're going to want a building system. So let's start with. Let's just do the building system in a GUI. Call this the GUI local script. And in this, we're going to want players to get the local player. So, and probably want run service. Might as well do it now. Maybe even collection service. I'll come back to that if I do need it. We're going to want the player. We want the camera for sure. Workspace, current camera, makes that a bit easier. And let's get the GUI as well. The script.parent, cool. We're going to want a function to look at the essentially the cursor. So let's call that mousecast. And let's pass it a list and the filter type. I'm going to want to do some params. That will be raycast parameters. The params.filter type will be equal to filter type if it's passed to it, or blacklist. Oh, exclude, sorry. Raycast filter type dot exclude, and params dot filter descendants indices will equal the list or just an empty table. Then we want to make our raycast. Workspace raycast. Now here's where we need some other bits. We want the origin is going to be the camera dot cframe dot position, because we can get the position from the cframe like that. Then we want the direction. Now this we're going to get from the camera. Camera ray, let's call it, or screen ray. Screen ray. I think that sounds. There's a little bit better description. And this will be. Is it the camera? What is the method called? Called viewport point array? Is that the one? Given it does not account for the safe insets. I think that's the one I want then. And we're going to want to get that from the mouse. Ah, yes. So we want the mouse location. So let's put in the user input service. And we will get the mouse location. Local mouse location equals user input service get mouse location. And then viewport point to array is where we want the mouse location dot x, mouse location dot y, and the depth. I don't know how much does the depth do. Given depth from the camera oriented in the camera's direction does not account for now. Offset the origins. We don't need to offset it, do we? So do I just leave it blank? I think I can just leave it blank, like so. And then we can take the screen ray dot direction that gives us our direction from the camera to where the cursor is in its 3D space, and we get a ray cast going there, and we can get the information from that. We obviously want to put the params that we just made in there, and then we should be able to, if I just print the raycast for now, let's check everything's working. The raycast, that one there. And then use the run service dot heartbeat mousecast. Nope, I'm passing something wrong because I'm not passing anything else. Oh, because that is actually passing something. It's passing the delta. So actually, maybe we need to. It's passing basically the amount of time that's passed between each tick, and we don't want to pass anything. We want to just have nothing go to it. So let's return the raycast. I think it'd be neater to do this way around. Print the mousecast. There we go. Now it's saying nil because why is it saying nil? Should be blacklisting nothing. Oh, because we haven't got a distance. Because it's only doing the raycast for 1. So we need to times that by, like, let's say, let's do 1,000. That's better. Right, now we're getting all the info that we should be getting. Brilliant. We're gonna want a like a part to show where the part's gonna go. So let's call that placement part. It's gonna be an instance new part, and call cursor, just to stop confusion with the mouse, and that will be the mouse cast. And then we'll say if cursor and placement part dot position is equal to the cursor dot position. Let's try that, and we will want to just stick the placement part in the workspace for now. Parent equals workspace. That should give us. There we go. Oh, it needs to blacklist itself, of course. So now if I put the placement part in there. No, of course it needs to be in a table. Yeah. Placement part. Oh, and the player.character. That should also help a bit. Okay, so now I've got a placement part where I want it to go. We do want to set some things on this placement part as it's, for instance, anchored. Is it actually easier to make a part and put it in here? I think that might be the easier way to do this. Placement part like that, yeah. And then I can make this in here. I can make this whatever I feel like. Turn the collide off. And good. Let's get rid of the touch and the query for that matter. We just want this as a visual thing. Massless and probably don't even want the shadow. Don't know if that helps. Let's turn that off. That should all be grand. Okay, it's a bit better. Oh, does the default part not... Oh no, of course it doesn't have studs on it by default. But we can fix that. I actually made a plugin for that. I don't know if it's still working. Oh yes, there we go. Let's change the top to studs and convert the selected part. That should now have made that studded. There we go. Boom. Yeah, I can always get the link if anyone wants my stud converter. You can do it like a copy part as well. You can change a whole host of things. Just a simple little plugin I made. Cool. Like for instance, I could change all of these parts. If we change all the roof bricks, for instance. Yeah. And I've even got the, so Control Z will still undo that. Should undo the stack. Oh, I haven't actually done the undo stack properly because it's done. I didn't make a. Oh, that's interesting. I will try and fix that another time. Pop that back in there. That's all grand. Let's go. Turn that off. All right. Okay, we're going to want to have a more augmented position. So we're going to use the normal to do off of the side of things. We'll use the cursor as normal. So let's just try doing it simply at first. Let's make a 1 by 1 by 1 piece to start with. And we can just use the directions. So, how about the offset by normal? Let's call it that. And we're going to pass it the cursor. Actually, should we just pass the whole cursor? Yes, let's do it that way. We're going to make the offset position, and that's also what we'll be returning. And so it will be the cursor dot position times cframe dot new, and this cframe will be yeah, it'll be the cursor dot normal times can I just multiply it by the size of the placement part? Placement part dot size, half of it, so divided by 2, That wants another bracket around it. You want to divide that by 2, multiply that by it, and then that should be the offset in its direction. Let's hope I got that right. That should be correct. Okay, before I do it, let's put ourselves close to the middle as well, or simply put in a spawn point. C-frame expected got vector 3. But that's correct, isn't it? I'm putting a vector 3 into the C-frame. Let's just call this offset and then maybe equal this. Oh, wait. This is a vector times a C-frame, of course. So if I make this as... Am I doing this stupidly? Never mind if I am. Hopefully this will still work anyway. Nope, unable to... kind of converting from C-frames to positions to C-frames again. But I think it's still going to work. Yeah, look, here we go. We've got... There we go, and it'll stick off the side. Now, what happens if we make the placement path a different size? For instance, let's make it 2 in this direction. Yep, so far so good. Okay, that's working nicely. Right, well, we've got our part there, and it'll be 1 by 1, and then we can change the size. Now, I think if I just go with snapped positions, I think it might look nice. But instead of snapping to single studs, maybe I'll snap to half stud grid. So yeah, how about let's make a variable for it who is snapped. Let's just make this true. We can change how this connects. So is it snapped? True. Let me see. If it's snapped, then I'm going to change the offset position to be equal to a. Why am I doing this as a C-frame? First of all, right. I think this is silly. Let's try it. Get rid of that. Of course, now I'm trying to get the vector 3 of the thing. Maybe I was right. It's certainly working. It's going to equal No, I just make a new. Oh, I know what I should do is make this into a position here. There we go. That makes far more sense. That's what's confusing about it. It's not the thing that you think it's going to be. There we go. Offset position is now a position. Vector 3 dot new, and we're going to do each line. And it's going to be the dot x. But we're going to put that into math.round. Yeah, that's all we need to do. Right, that should snap to individual grids. So let's try that first. There we go. So now we got it doing its thing, but snapping to grid, which will leave us with some, which could leave us with some odd things if the building isn't aligned to the grid. Like this, for instance. Here we go. So this is snapping to kind of inside. But this looks good. It looks like it's only half blocks out, which means if I switch to a half block, but yeah, look, see, we get some weirdnesses here. This should be okay though. That's cool. I think 0.5. So what I'm going to actually do is round this number but times 2 in here, and then divide it by 2 again after it's been rounded. That should get us half blocks. That's it. There we go. Nice. Oh, there is a bit of a weirdness here. Well, that's the original house for you, whatever. Oh, no, how about actually we make this let's make it grid size. There we go. That's what we'll do. And this will actually equal 2 to give us the half. Brilliant. And if I change that back to 1, we should get single grid. Brilliant. That seems to be working. If we went to 0.5, that would give us a 2 stud thing. Should I change this to make it more easily understandable? Nah, that's fine. Make this 2 again. So it's a half block thing. But if I did it 10, it would be 0.1 stud grid. It's basically going to be 1 divided by this. Will give you the size of the grid. But I understand it, so I'm going with it. And we can change this with other functions off of the GUI. Okay, well, we've got that done. We want a way to place the blocks. So, well, first of all, I'm going to place them on the server. So let's have a folder for remotes. And in here, let's have a remote event, of course. And we'll call this the placement event. Cool. Let's get that. So we'll want replicated server. Replicated storage. theme, get service, replicated, brilliant. We will want the remotes folder. That's going to equal replicated wait child remotes. And we will want the placement event. So placement event equals remotes wait for child placement event. Perfect. Now we're going to want a function on user input. It's going to take the input object, and actually let's just shorten this one down to input and GPE. We should all know GPE is game processed event. I'm not much of a fan of abbreviating things, but that's quite long. If not GPE, then return, and then if the input dot user input object user input dot user input type dot user input type dot mouse button one. Yes, let's do that. Then we're going to wrong equals. Okay, then we're going to place the brick, or we'll attempt to place the brick. So we'll fire the placement part, no, not the placement event, fire server, and it will take the placement part dot position is what we'll send, and might want the placement part size. Might as well send it now for now. Cool. We're going to want a server script. We'll want to get the let's do replicated server. Replicated storage. Get service replicated storage. Equal remotes. Equal replicated storage. Dot remotes. Local placement event equal remotes dot placement events. Perfect. And placement event dot on server event. I'm going to connect to that, and this is going to be past the position size. That's simple. And for now, we shall just place the part. Let's not even worry about sanity checking anything. So do we need to worry about the? We can come back to surfaces and stuff. Let's just make this local part equals instance.new part anchored is equal to true. Oh my gosh, can't spell true. Part dot size is equal to size. Part dot position is equal to position. Probably do these in order, but I'm sending them to make it easy. Maybe want the color. Part dot color is equal to color. Yeah, let's send the color as well. We can always change that. Let's just have a thing to set that to. We're going to want to change the colours of the parts we place. Brilliant. And then parent equals, just stick it in the workspace for the moment. So, can we place parts? Nope, it's not firing. Did I not connect something? Also, that's connecting. Oh, no, player will be first. And, oh, I didn't connect this up. On user input, no. User input began, connect, and then we're on user input. There we go. Nope. What's not firing here? User input began, connect the on user input, passing this. Oh, not if not GPU, if GPU return end. There we go. Boom, boom. There we go. Brilliant. Cool. Brilliant. Now, of course, we're going to want a way to delete parts as well, I suppose. So, let's change some of this around. Local is deletion mode. Let's make it just true hard-coded for the moment. And now then, when we do this bit, cursor, here we go. So, if cursor and is and not is deletion mode, then we do that. If cursor and is deletion mode, then oh no, wait, else if, yeah. Right, so if it's the cursor and deletion mode, then instead of moving the placement part, oh, well, do you know what? Let's actually add that in here. Space, and if it's not, then the placement part dot parent will equal the script. So we'll just push it in and out depending. And so if cursor and is the deletion mode and cursor dot instance, because we want to be on an instance, it's not going to do anything on the terrain. So yes, and then this one's also going to be a similar thing. So if not is deletion mode, then we're going to do this. Else if is deletion mode, then yeah, we're going to say if there is deletion. Yeah. So how about highlighted object placement part? We're going to want highlighted instance. No, just call it highlighted part. Is it going to be? It'll be nil at first. Yeah. Let's make another event for deletion event. We'll call that via server, and we will pass the actual highlighted part because it should be a server part. Perfect. And if there's an instance, we're going to make. Oh no, actually, let's just get rid of that because we're going to make the highlighted part. That's it. Highlighted part is going to equal the cursor dot instance. Now, question is, does that do terrain or not? Do you know what? Let's just print this out then. Highlighted part. Okay, so it does choose terrain as a thing. We don't want to go end up highlighting the entire terrain to delete it. Let's just do a little simple workaround. Say if so there's a little think there. Right, so anyway, we're going to want this bit on this one. Local deletion event, that's what we call it. If part and part is a base part, so it's not something like the terrain or something else I've managed to highlight. And then we're going to say part destroy. Now that should now work to, yeah, delete bricks. We really want a way to highlight them while it's going. So in here, let's make a highlight. Go back to here. Let's chuck a highlight in here. Do you know what? The default highlight's probably just fine. Oh God, what have I done? God, it's a badly made house, isn't it? Stick a highlight in here. Okay, that'll be my deletion highlight. And let's name it properly. And then at the end of the heartbeat, yep, if highlighted part and highlighted part is a base part, and deletion highlight dot add-on going to equal the highlighted part. Let's see how that goes. There we go. That's it. Perfect. That's more like it. Okay. Brilliant. Right, we've got deleting, we've got placing. I shall come back later to do the UI stuff. Okay, coming back to it now. So we've got our thing. We want a way to change mode. So let's just add a button. Text button. This will be the delete mode. Okay. Let's make the text delete mode. And it can be kind of red. No, that's the border. Background color, that's the one I want. Red. Okay. Wait for child. Delete my button. Is deletion mode equals not is deletion mode. Okay, let's switch this round so it's the other way around. We want to be start with false here. And how about actually we change this to say toggle mode. Toggle build mode. Toggle mode. And we make its color be blue to start. There we go. And say if deletion mode, then background color 3 equals color 3 dot new, and it will be red, so RGB. And else background color 3 is going to equal color 3 dot new. That was on the page, wasn't it? There we go. Yep, that kind of does the trick. Brilliant. We can delete parts we've added. Brilliant. Okay, so we've got a toggle build or delete mode. What next? We want to change the color. That's a bit more interesting. How about just entering in the RGB? Yeah, let's make a new one, a frame for it. We'll call color select frame. Let's stick this on the side, so 0, 0.5, same with the position. Yes, that looks good. And the we'll make it 0.5, 0.5, but we make it based off of the Y, so we get this square. There'll always be a square that's half the size here. Okay. Let's make it transparent or somewhat transparent. Yeah, that'll do. And then we're going to want 3 more frames. This will be, one will be for red, one will be green, and one will be blue. Red frame, and we'll have a UI list. Which we'll use fill vertical, horizontal alignment center. Vertical alignment will also be center. And then let's change these sizes. It will be off of this, so it's going to be, let's say 0.9 across by 0.25 quarters. Yeah. RG green frame and the blue frame. I will place these in a second. I just want to see how this is going. And and then we'll also want a 4th one for the button. Or the what do I just do whenever it updates? Whatever you make the number. Actually, yeah, let's not even have a button for it. You just type the numbers in. That'd be fine. Let's get rid of these 2 for a second. Let's carry on making this transparency again. Transparency. This could be 1. This is just to hold their position. We're going to want a text box in here, which I'll do off the other side in the middle. Position will be 1. But then no, that's okay. It can be like that. And the size will be 1, like so. But then let's actually take some out of that. Say -10 on both axes. And we want a label for the title. No, let's have that in the overall thing. Nah, get that. Let's just make this. This will start off with what's the text going to be? I think just start more with 0. Actually, most of placeholder text. There we go. Like that. go. So we got, make this one the blue one. RGB, brilliant. And let's make them ordered as well. So we've got 0. Let's make this one. Let's make this one 1. And let's make this one 2. And then that will always be RGB, like so. Okay. So then you'll be able to like 2 by 5. Okay, let's get those. Right, where's our gooey bits? Where I put the button? Button. There we go. Yeah, so now let's have the select frame, GUI, wait for child, select frame. For underscore comma instance, let's call it frame one. IPS plus select frame, get children, do if frame is a frame, if not frame is a frame, then continue end. So we don't want to do anything with the list layout or if I stick another button in there or something. And then we're going to also connect to the update. We need a function to update color. Update part color. And we'll go through basically the same thing. So color, should just copied it. If not is if not frame is a frame. Continue end. Oh, I wonder if I just call this. No, I can do it this way. Look, so why cycle through these? I'm making life harder than I need to. Let's just do each bit. Local red is going to be equal to color select frame, child, red frame, wait for child, text box, dot text. I'm going to do the same thing for green and blue. Green. So let's be green. This one will be blue. Obviously, this bit here needs to be green frame. This bit needs to be blue frame. Let's say what happens if you put this to a number and you don't put a number in here? To number. Like so. Let's do that. Let's just try to stick it straight in. So placement part dot color is equal to color3 dot new. No, color3 from RGB. Actually, we want from RGB. Red, green, blue. I'm going to call this if any of these get updated. So frame, wait for child, text box. So that should update every time on it's changing. So if we say connect and then we say update part color, that should run like no matter what the color is. So I put in here 100, makes it red. In here 55 and 255. Yeah, there we go. What happens then if I put in a now if I say green, so now it's blue. It should it's just counting it as nil or 0 then. Seems to be working grand. Okay, well that was pretty simple. So there you go. You can update these with RGB, and then you do that, it makes it down to black. I like that. Okay, cool. Oh, we've got color picker, toggle mode. Yeah, there we go. Nice, simple building system. Oh, right. Now I wonder if I should do a save system. We'll come back to that.